Hi there, welcome to Switch Mania. I am Clarence and today we'll talk about the best Nintendo Switch games on sale. We will be covering the UK, EU, US, Australia, and Canada eShop. But first and foremost, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you want to see more of this series, please leave a like. Remember to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell to receive future notifications. Likes and subscriptions help keep the channel alive. First on our list is Silence. Silence is a fantastic game, but it does have a few quirks. The art is lovely, and the majority of the animation is excellent, but the story is the most important aspect for me. However, the puzzles aren't particularly difficult, and most of the conversations don't really change if you choose the incorrect answer. Silence functions as a basic point-and-click adventure game, but I believe it goes above and beyond what people expect from this genre. Silence is the best game I've played in a long time. It combines traditional mechanics with newer approaches to storytelling and gameplay. Some weak audio and a missed opportunity with the many characters detract from this otherwise excellent package. Next is Deponia. Deponia is amusing, has amusing puzzles to solve, and is set in a fictional setting that I enjoy. Anyone who enjoys point-and-click adventures will enjoy this series. Deponia is an excellent example of a modern point-and-click adventure. It has strange characters, great art, and a really fun gameplay. Even though the game becomes increasingly difficult, which may put some players off, the best thing about Deponia is its characters and writing, which will keep you interested the entire time. Deponia is a good point-and-click game. It definitely tries to be a funnier take on the genre, and while I laughed at a few of the jokes, I didn't find much of it particularly amusing. But, since humor is subjective, it could have been just me. Aside from a few minor issues, I liked how the game looked and sounded. Next up, Goodbye Deponia. Goodbye Deponia is a fantastic point-and-click adventure that can be played at any time of day or night. It features inventive puzzles, fully voiced dialogue, and an open-ended conclusion. Despite the fact that this is the third game in the series, I'm confident you'll understand what's going on even if you haven't played the first two. Fans of the Deponia series, on the other hand, will have to play this game to find out how the trilogy concludes. Goodbye Deponia is a satisfying conclusion to the Deponia trilogy. It's fairly simple, and there's plenty of room for thought and experimentation. Next up, Figment. It looks great on the Switch, both in handheld and dock mode, and each scene has beautiful art that really stands out. The music, on the other hand, stands out above all else. Each boss is accompanied by a song, and every song in the game is catchy and has great lyrics that complement the rest of Figment's writing. I really enjoy this game, and since it is portable, I believe you should play it right away. Figment is a stunning puzzle adventure action game that ranks among the best independent titles on Switch. Because of its beautiful storybook-style graphics, sweeping music, fun puzzles, and thought-provoking plot, Figment is a must-play game. Pacing, humor, and creativity are all excellent, and everything is set up for a powerful and memorable conclusion. Next is Destropolis. Destropolis has a lot to offer in terms of quick play even if you don't learn how to play well. It appears to be a mobile game, but it works well on the Nintendo Switch. At the very least, Destropolis is a fun way to escape the holiday chaos and play a few games. Destropolis can be summed up in two words: straightforward and fast-paced. In this twin-stick shooter, waves of enemies attack the player, or, in cooperative mode, the player and other players. Although there are many games like Destropolis on the Nintendo Switch eShop, it can still be a fun and unique experience. People looking for something longer and more in-depth, on the other hand, should look elsewhere, as Destropolis is mostly about quick and intense experiences. Next is Urban Trial Playground. Urban Trial Playground does not alter the mechanics of stunt bikes, but it does provide Switch owners with a smooth and enjoyable arcade experience. The controls are simple, and the levels move quickly and can be repeated. This version of the Trials formula is a lot of fun and will appeal to people who find the original Trials formula too frustrating. However, if you want to improve your dirt bike tricks, you should stick to the classics. Urban Trial Playground is a simple stunt show that takes place in various locations throughout California. The levels are well thought out, and the scenery is stunning. There are many different levels to complete, but they don't take long. Next is Urban Trial Tricky. Urban Trial Tricky is a fun spin on a genre that Ubisoft popularized years ago. Even though you'll move through stages quickly, it's a wild ride that's worth taking because you can unlock a lot of things and make it your own. Urban Trial Tricky is a cool bike trick game with just enough level variety to keep things interesting. It's simple to learn and play, and it looks great on Switch. Urban Trial Tricky takes the gameplay of previous games and does an excellent job of adapting it to a trick-based system. If you like to try to get the highest score while doing cool tricks, I think you should check it out. Next up, Swords and Bones. Swords and Bones should be played and rated based on a variety of factors, including whether you prefer Ghosts and Goblins-style platforming or Castlevania-style platforming, as well as indie takes on the theme. If you answer yes to these questions, Swords and Bones easily justifies its low price. Once completed and wrapped up, it has almost no replay value, and it's neither deep nor surprising, but it's a fun way to spend 3 hours with a group of talented bedroom coders. If that sounds appealing to you, your small investment will be well spent. Next is Runbow. The game is a lot of fun to play, it looks great, and the best part is that you can unlock Nindai heroes via a well-designed adventure mode. Some of the multiplayer modes left a little to be desired, which may make some people hesitate before jumping in, but if you're interested, you should definitely give this one a shot. Many indie games have done well on Switch, and I hope Runbow is one of them. If you enjoy party games or unique platformers, Runbow is a must-have for your collection. It's a fantastic party game, and with all of Nintendo's controller options, you can gather up to 8 people for total mayhem. Next is Fury Unleashed. Fury Unleashed's fast-paced design and combo system make the game enjoyable to play. If you don't mind a roguelite style, I think you'll enjoy it. As the main character, Fury, you must fight your way through a comic book to help your creator overcome his artistic doubts. A roguelite that is both enjoyable and challenging. Fortunately, dying doesn't hurt as much as it does in some other games in this genre. The learning curve in hard mode is steep, but easy mode has parameters that can be changed to make the game easier to learn. Continue shooting, looting, and maintaining your combo to keep enemies at bay and gain health with each kill. You can even complete a run with just one continuous combo. Are you up to the task? Next is Flat Heroes. Who would have guessed that a game based on squares could be so entertaining? Even though the game appears simple on the surface, it is a challenging and rewarding platformer at its core. One that has a lot of activities and can be played alone or with others. If you're looking for something new to buy from the eShop, I can't recommend Flat Heroes highly enough. Fans of the genre should play it. Flat Heroes is a surprisingly enjoyable platformer in which you must avoid hazards, but don't expect the multiplayer mode to be more enjoyable than playing alone. Flat Heroes is a fantastic game to play if you want to put your 2D gaming skills to the test. Next is Gibbon, Beyond the Trees. Gibbon Beyond the Trees, like Old Man's Journey before it, is a fast-paced adventure lasting an hour that shows how eco-terrorism continues to endanger these primates. It's not a particularly groundbreaking game, but it's fast, beautiful, and occasionally very sad, and it moves at a breakneck pace, putting a strain on the Switch's hardware. Gibbon Beyond the Trees is a game with a message, and it says it loudly. The beautiful breakation of Gibbon serves as a great foundation for an exciting momentum platformer that also provides a powerful look at the threats that a species on the verge of extinction faces. Gibbon Beyond the Trees tells an important story without using words. The game and story complement each other in ways that make you feel both helpless and hopeful. Next up, Old Man's Journey. Old Man's Journey is a captivating work with beautiful visuals that will immerse its players in a unique experience. Old Man's Journey is a Nintendo Switch game. Its length may appear to be too short, but the quality of its design and the challenges it provides make it a game worthy of a spot in the Switch's growing library. Broken Rules Old Man's Journey is a memorable adventure game with a few puzzles. You take on the role of an elderly man and experience a tragic story. It has a great story, but the game is repetitive and short in length. This makes it a good choice for those looking for a relaxing and in-depth game. Next is Zombie Driver Immortal Edition. The game is a lot of fun, and it's ideal for a system that can be used handheld. This is the type of game you'll want to bring with you on trips because it's simple to learn and play. When Zombie Driver repeats itself, it can become tedious, but it's always entertaining to play again. It's a fantastic game for shooter fans and those who enjoy fighting in vehicles. I'd also recommend it to Dead Rising fans, because killing zombies in this game is just as addicting as it is in Dead Rising, but without the melee weapons and costumes. Next up, X-Morph, Defense. If you enjoy twin-stick shoot-'em-ups but want to do more than just shoot everything on the screen, X-Morph Defense is an excellent choice. The fact that you had to use strategy to complete levels gave the game a lot of replay value and allowed me to experiment with various ways to destroy the human race. I had a lot of fun with X-Morph, but I felt terrible about destroying Canada. It's definitely on my list of recommended games. X-Morph Defense is a fantastic tower defense game with a unique twist. People who enjoy solid action and strong strategic elements will enjoy Xr Studios' excellent take on the genre. Next is VSR, Void Space Racing. VSR, Void Space Racing is a unique racing game that is a welcome addition to the Switch library. It's unlike anything else. You and your rival racers are both wrestling with the laws of physics, and the experience is both difficult and rewarding. Prepare to swallow your pride during the first few sessions, when you'll feel like a pinball floating in space, and then aim for the stars. VSR, Void Space Racing has a smooth and beautiful visual style, as well as a difficulty curve I'd never seen in a racing game before. It's best to go into VSR knowing that you're not going to be playing a racer, but rather a completely different type of game. Despite this, I expect a lot of players to bounce off VSR like my racing ship bounces off space debris. This is a game for the dedicated and patient. Next up, Astro Bears. Astro Bears is simple to learn and play, but it can be difficult depending on who you play against and how well you collaborate. Even though the levels aren't particularly exciting because you play with other people, the best part is that no two rounds will ever be the same. Astro Bears is a fun family game, despite the fact that the majority of its parts are repetitive and lack adventure. It's not amazing or special in any way, but the bright colors and happy atmosphere it creates in the room show that people who play it can be happy. Next is the Way Remastered. In the Way Remastered, I meet a man who cannot accept the death of the person he loves. He believes he has discovered a way to resurrect his wife as a result of his work as an explorer and researcher. The game remains a fantastic experience that puzzle game fans will enjoy. For me, the most enjoyable aspect of the Way Remastered was the way it was put together. The settings, art, music, and sound effects are all fantastic. I was taken aback by how authentic the experience felt, from the intense stealth mission at the start to exploring the dark ruins of an alien planet. Next up, Battle Brothers, a turn-based tactical RPG. Battle Brothers is difficult to learn if you have never played any of the other games in the series, especially since there is no tutorial. I enjoy games that don't tell you what to do, but Battle Brothers is in a class of its own, and I believe some of the more complicated parts should be better explained. Despite the steep learning curve, Battle Brothers is a lot of fun once you get the hang of it. Anyone looking for a challenging turn-based RPG should check out Battle Brothers. Not only is it difficult to put together the best group of brothers, but the game also has a lovely soundtrack and art style. Next is Jump King. Jump King is a game designed to make you hate it. Those who are exceptionally skilled at it, on the other hand, have elevated it to the status of an art form. This one clearly distinguishes between men and boys, as well as between women and girls. Jump King is an excellent platformer with simple controls that are enjoyable to use. The game's only major flaw is that it wasn't created for the right reasons. It's not a good idea to create a game where the point is for the player to fail repeatedly and have to restart. But if you think of it as a personal challenge between you and the game, this platformer is one of the more unique ways to play on the Nintendo Switch. Next up, Death Road to Canada. Death Road to Canada is an enjoyable game with a lot of depth, both in terms of story and gameplay. The people who worked on it created something that is both familiar and novel, strange and simple. It takes some time to figure out everything it has to offer, but it's a game worth playing again and again. This 8-bit survival story is ideal for those looking for a roguelike action RPG. Death Road to Canada, The Binding of Isaac, Afterbirth Plus, and Enter the Gungeon are now games I bring with me on trips to play on my Switch. If you enjoy roguelike games, this one is a lot of fun and well-crafted. Next is Kingdom Rush Frontiers. Kingdom Rush Frontiers, like its adversaries, follows a well-worn path. However, the game's layered mechanics, bright, dynamic level design, and fast-paced gameplay keep the experience fresh from beginning to end. Kingdom Rush Frontiers does nothing new, but it excels at the most important aspects of the tower defense genre. It's simple to learn but difficult to master. The graphics are adorable, and there are enough activities to keep you entertained throughout the campaign. Kingdom Rush Frontiers may return to the genre's roots, but it does everything so well that you won't be able to put it down for hours. Next is Mail Mole plus Express Deliveries. The level layouts are good, and moving your little mole around in them is enjoyable. You have a typical hub structure, a variety of level types, and a plethora of hidden secrets to discover. The character designs and music aren't as good as the rest of the presentation, but the graphics are bright and colorful, and everything works well. This is unlikely to change anyone's life, but if you enjoy this type of thing, I think you'll enjoy reading it. Mail Mole is pure platforming at its finest. It's cute, not too difficult, and has gameplay elements that will appeal to both new and experienced gamers. And last, but not the least, Urban Flow. Urban Flow is the best kind of puzzle game. It's simple to learn but difficult to master, and it was designed to work well on the hardware it's based on. It's not perfect, but it has so much to offer and is so well done in some places that it's easy to overlook its flaws. It's a fantastic addition to the Switch library and exemplifies why this console is so good at what it does. The word of the day is absorbing. The game's title, Urban Flow, is not deceptive. The gameplay is as smooth as the graphics, and once you've got everything in place, you shouldn't have any trouble figuring it out. Accessibility has been skillfully added to this fairly difficult and complicated task. I believe you will never think of your own trips into the city center the same way again. After all, Urban Flow will teach you how to direct traffic like a pro in no time. That's all, guys. I hope this video was helpful in deciding which game to play, and thank you for checking out the list. Please remember to subscribe and we'll see you at the next one.